My name is Wanjiru Mambo, founder of Wedgehut Foods Ltd, an agro-processing company. We specialize in potato value addition. Initially, most of us start businesses just to make money, but as you indulge or as you source for your raw material, I came to realize it's a big picture than just a business. I've encountered many women who are doing farming, and this is because traditionally, even when men go for their city jobs, some are working in the urban areas, women are left farming, and mostly they farm so that they put food on the table. But then, how do you empower these women so that they just don't do normal farming, but now they understand the aspect of agro business? Most of our land has deteriorated because of people doing farming the same old way. So right now, it's about us empowering women and the people farming to adopt new ways of farming for a better output. The same small piece of land you have that gives you, let's say for the sake of potato, it can give you 2 tons for an acre. We can empower you, and with the adaptation of proper farming practice, you're able to get 10 tons. Wedgehut Foods Ltd is a post-COVID business where I had a restaurant, and when COVID happens and all outlets were told to be closed down, me and my partner had to decide where to take our stocks. I happened to take with me the potatoes, which I used to sell at my estate, and during that time it was all about a lot of panic buying, and food was very critical. But then as I did that, I finished the first lot, had a chance to get some more, but then you realize potatoes are very perishable. So what's next after you just sell in your estate? Is there a bigger picture regarding potatoes? That's when I decided to do value addition. Went into a lot of research to understand what is all about potatoes, who are the consumers, and how is the market in today's society, and especially with a high level of urbanization going on in our country. The impact of our organization has had 3 impacts. Number 1, I would say the people we work with. We work with underprivileged people, and mostly they are women. These are single mothers who just want to put food on the table. We have empowered them and given them a new skill set. This is in terms of what food processing is all about, how to improve the efficiencies. We help them understand even the numbers, and I believe even if they are to leave Wedgehut, wherever they go in another environment, they'll be able to work or get an opportunity. The other people who have benefited, I've gotten a chance to work with young graduates who have done food science to just give us their input and to help us improve our processes and to adopt the latest trends or requirements in the industry. The other one, and is the largest, is the impact that you have on the farmers. As we go down to source for our potatoes, and as we do our education programs to empower farmers, I've realized a bigger number that shows up for those trainings are women. This is because, as I said, women have been left to the farms, men go to do other things. So how do we empower these women to improve their livelihoods with the little farms that they have? So we give them the proper education. In the case of our potatoes, you have introduced them and taught them about using of certified seeds, the importance of doing a crop testing before you start off your planting season, how to nurture your crop very well. And through our initiative, there's an initiative we are working on called Mavuno Zaidi, an initiative with Syngenta East Africa and Equity Group. We have also helped them access finance, which their farms are their security. They're able to get funds so that they're able to plan for the season, and they're able to pay up their loans after a period of 4 months when they start doing harvest. With this, it's been a very good success story. Through this, you'll find parents are able to afford much more to pay school fees and keep their kids in school. They're able to do much more with their lives, to improve parts of their lives. And it moves away from, I'm farming just to put food on the table, but I'm farming for it to sustain us as a family and to help us grow. The biggest success story of Wedgehut is the growth that we've had for the last 2 years. First, we started where we had 2 workers working for us, and now we have a capacity of 32. This means you are able to change someone's lives. You're able to help somebody afford their basic needs. The other impact that you've had is farming, because there is a big issue of food insecurity in Africa. And the only way to move away from this conversation where Africa is not able to feed itself is to empower our farmers to adopt proper practices for a better yield. A case example, there's a gentleman from Molo sub-county, that's Nakuru County, who has farmed. He is in his third season of farming potatoes for us. And one thing he says, he has always done potatoes, but he didn't know there is a new way of doing it. And when he adopted the new ways we taught them, he was amused by the yield he'll get. And he says, for once he didn't pay school fees with struggle. He even managed to get a pickup for himself so that he's able to take some of his farm produce to the market. And for that, you're very proud. You have managed to contract 256 farmers cut across the country. That's the North Rift, the Central, who are able to farm potatoes for us. And it's beyond just the potatoes, because as people farm potatoes, we teach them other crops they can rotate potatoes with, and they are amused by the results. The main challenge we have encountered in our business is having potatoes consistently throughout the year. Considering even the conversation going around about climate change, things are very bad, and so what's next for us? So that's why we have embarked on getting data of farmers who have farms, and they would farm for you. So you empower them by giving them the knowledge. And now also one of the other issues, we have software that help us track the plants, every farmer, their location, their planting season, their harvesting season. We're able to know the season of all their crops. With that, it's easier to know, this week I'll be getting my potatoes from farmer ABCD, next week I have this. And until we educate our farmers on how to do proper farming, that problem will always be there. So it's the challenge from us now to go back. It's more of a backward integration, where now we are focusing on the sourcing and getting people to understand that potato is the second most consumed food in the country, and it has better value, and also it takes a shorter period. So how do we give them that education and to see the bigger market and the opportunity that are there if they went into potato farming? Over the years of doing business, I've come to being in the conversation around foods. For me, I want to see Africa feeds Africa. Like in this era, we shouldn't be having conversations around food security. And apart from potatoes, I want to be part of an initiative to educate farmers on the importance of learning to adopt. People need to empty their cup of what they used to know as good farming and adopt and keep up with the new trends that are coming up. And not only in potato, all crops are evolving by the day. So are you getting the right seed or the right inputs for any crop that you decide to plant? And with that, you're able to eradicate the issue of hunger in our country. Also, one of our products you're working on actually is a case study with the university. We want to come up with a potato flour. With this, it means even the smallest potatoes that I can't offtake for chips, I can convert them to something else. Potato flour has a better nutritional value than even maize. So even at this issue where some relief food are being given to the people who have been affected by hunger, it could be a very nutritious meal to get to our children who are not able to afford a decent meal or food at all. Why I deserve to be a Zuri alumni, I believe it's a platform where we're able to share our story and to inspire others. I hope my story will inspire another fellow woman, and I want people to know if food wastage was of a country, it will be the third largest country in the world. That means there is an opportunity around that. Can you pick a product that can do value addition to prevent wastage and also to improve the shelf life? With that, we avoid wastage of the food. And also, Africa needs to feed itself, and we need to take action and take the actions right now. So anything around food and improving the food security is the way to go. And this platform and the people I've met and interacted who have come before, you realize it's about the change that you make in our, it's not just about our country, but even in Africa, because it's a very rich continent and we need to show the world that we can take care of ourselves, and especially when it comes to food security. So going by this year theme of International Women's Day, that's embracing equity, in my own space, I want to inspire my fellow women to just not stick to doing, they are called the cottage industry, but we need to take our businesses to the next level because the market is so huge and it's so ready for women. We are full of ideas, and some of ideas even come from our kitchen. Let's go out there and see the opportunity and without fear, go for it. My case example, I met a young lady in Nandi County who told me the reason she came for education forum of farmers because she's tired of just going to the city to look for jobs to sustain herself, and she has something that she can work on at home, and that's a parent's piece of land. And she believed, if I work on this land, I can get, apart from feeding my family, we can able to earn a living out of it. So I want to see also many women getting into agriculture and going into value addition. That small idea you have from your kitchen, think big about it, see the opportunity. The world is waiting for us women to conquer. Thank you to Zuri Awards and the minds behind this. It's a brilliant initiative, and I believe it might look, sometimes you always do something and you think it's small, but it's big and the impact of it is huge. Keep it up.